I'm Jimmy Beaverwood of the Eager Beaver Ministry. Don't blame me, it's in the book. When fundamentalists and dominionists take our divine mandate from some arcane Bible quotation to impose God's will by force of arms, it becomes important to recognize just what that will is fundamentally declared to be. For example, when someone tries to defend the homosexual lifestyle, you might simply remind him that Leviticus 18:22 clearly states it to be an abomination. For a fundamentalist, that's the end of the debate. Swapping semen will get you eternally reamed by a team of demons. God said it, and you'd better believe it. Amen. For the fundamentalist, God's prohibition is absolute, as in zero tolerance. The matter is not up to a board of mincing shrinks or college boy lawyers with degrees from Bible schools. Some very other specific biblical declarations might be even harder to reconcile with modern lifestyles. When I choose to exercise my constitutional right to free religious practice by burning a bull as a holy sacrifice on the high altar in my backyard, I know it creates a pleasing odor for the Lord, as I am assured by Leviticus 1:9. The problem is my neighbors, who claim the odor is not pleasing to them, and who call the empires centurions, who come to defile my sacrifice and to demand that I pay tribute to their idols of power. Worse, those same neighbors thereafter burn scraps of taurine flesh in their own yards and then eat the sacred host themselves in the most lascivious sacrilege. Leviticus 25:44 states that I may buy slaves from the nations around us. A friend of mine with contacts in the trade claims this applies to Mexicans, but not to Canadians. Personally, I prefer the domestic market, as American slaves will do anything. If you give them a mortgaged shack with a TV set and a pickup truck, and let them vote for which of Massa Washington's boys gets to wear the big hat this year. In spite of the very limited market for slaves today, I would like to act upon the wisdom of Exodus 21:7 and offer my daughter for sale as a slave. Okay, she's no virgin, and I might have to arrange for her husband to be drafted into military service and sent to a faraway place, but that wouldn't be the first time that trick has been used, would it? Again, I find I get a lot of flack from many elements of our American society for even trying to get a fair market price quote. As if the women of my own household aren't enough trouble. I know that I am allowed no contact with a woman when she is in her period of menstrual uncleanliness, as Leviticus 15:19-24 makes bloody damn clear. The problem is, how do I tell? Now, I've tried asking, but most women take offense, and the empire's centurions threaten to put me in a cage with refugees from Sodom just for mentioning it. Sometimes I think the only way to be sure is just to stay away from women all the time, but that's no way to raise up a line or to rise up into middle management. So I bathe a lot, and I've been looking to try to find someone who knows how to train those dogs that the police use when people have dope in their shorts. I'm sure you see where I'm going with that. Leviticus 20:20 says clearly that none may approach the altar of God with a defect in sight. There's no question that means the blind should be kept out of church, but does vision have to be perfect, or is there some wiggle room here for the Christian with contact lenses? Fundamentally speaking, 2020 means 2020, and the one-eyed guys in the Coke bottle lenses should be driven from the temples, and their little dogs too. As much as I like eating shellfish, from rock lobster to bearded clam, Leviticus 10:10 makes it abundantly clear my indulgence is an abomination. What is not clear is whether there are different degrees of abomination. Is eating shellfish a lesser abomination than homosexuality? Is the abomination of an oyster-slurping carpet muncher or a muscle-munching queen the same as any others, or is it doubled? We all know that witches should not be suffered to live, but I have a neighbor who insists on working on the Sabbath. Exodus 35:2 clearly states that he should be put to death. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but I wonder if I'm morally obligated to kill him myself. Oh Lord, thy yoke is heavy, but if that heathen devil shows up on my lawn again Sunday morning, thy will be done, bida boom, bada bam.